Hey everyone, we live in an incredible age of the internet where setting up small websites and businesses is so easy that basically anyone can do it. But that doesn't mean that everyone should, because that just opens a bigger gate to let anyone do so. Which is why I think it's really funny when people go on their business account to only start beef with others. Because that's when you have accounts that sell stuff like tongue scrapers, saying the most awful stuff you've ever seen on a random person's comment section. And that's the exact kind of situation in today's video, except way worse, because there was no connection between the person he started insulting. The best part, in my opinion, is later on, when the guy has to go on the defensive and start acting like a lawyer to stop the onslaught of fans he agitated. Where the only catalyst that started this whole thing was just his petty comments.
Don't want to brag, but I got a mustache now. Does it look stupid? I'm sure that bullies in the comments will let me know. Talking about bullying, today's subject is crazy, pretty crazy. Mustache and glasses
crazy.
now. I guess that's my thing. So this is the first video, the start of this saga. Let me know if you see anything that's worth getting bullied for, okay? Let's do this.
When I told my dad I was going to be getting him the same pans that Gordon Ramsay has, he was so excited. I'm talking about the hex-clad pans, and today my dad is going to be showing us how to make a stir-fried veggie and chicken with some...
There's no real reason to watch.
That was nice, but the pan looks like the most generic pan you buy at any convenience store.
This is probably undisclosed advertising. I don't think you randomly got your dad those pans. I don't think that's the case. But other than that...
No, it's easy to imagine some girl being like, oh my god, Gordon Ramsay made this? Oh my god, I have to buy one.
Yesterday of my dad cooking for me with these hex-clad pans that we had gotten. There was a comment on there where the person goes...
There's no way. I've seen a little bit of this video. There's no way that random short 10-second TikTok immediately got the attention of the CEO and made this claim about her.
Life on easy mode. I also didn't think the comment was rude at first. I responded with, lucky to have parents who make it possible.
Wait, I'm sorry, what psycho looks at that innocent video and is like, must be tough living life on the... Wait, what? Must be a tough life living life on easy mode. Alright, some guy outside of England or the US wrote that.
I responded with, lucky to have parents who make it possible. And they responded...
I'm gonna read it. They responded with, yeah, we get it. You have no skills and family money. Now, if you look closely, enhance into the picture like they do in spy movies. This account is called parchmentpaper.com. If you go to parchmentpaper.com...
Oh, it's not...
It is...
I thought it was the actual company that made the pants and not some, whoever this is.
You use it for the surface of baking things. When you put it in the oven.
That website was made with $1 as a budget.
You might be thinking to yourself, what? Why would a parchment paper decide to cyberbully this person? Well, apparently, it wasn't a parchment paper at all.
Okay, what the hell?
At first I thought it was a TikTok, but no, it's Instagram Reels, because I realized it was a yellow and purple silk around the icon. But that's the most typical argument you have on Instagram about some pan.
It's kind of weird. So I send them an email and I'm like, hey, I think somebody's on your business account, leaving cyberbullying comments. Didn't say anything else. That was it. And then I get an email from the CEO of parchmentpaper.com. And
Mr. Parchment Paper himself. Let's read his email. I don't consider stating
that family name definitely owns the legs back in the day.
If you're offended over a comment about having no skill set while getting to frolic through life with family money is bullying, I'd call the cyberbullying police, delete the comment, and move along. Cheers. Total.
Right, that was clearly some first sign that just some teenager or some guy in his 20s that doesn't care about the dropshipping scam website he owns, just wanted to leave a comment. At first I thought it was some massive CEO making really bad stuff about this poor girl from nowhere.
If someone told you that they were a parchment paper CEO, you'd know that you're gonna talk to a respectable person. Nowadays, parchment paper CEOs are just in your comments being like, you're a fucking shit.
then he goes back to the page.
In his defense, I don't imagine the industry for parchment paper is booming, so he probably wastes most of his time in the office just watching Instagram Reels.
She is not a person to mess with. I've watched all the TikToks in advance. I'll come clean about that. You'll see. I mean, they picked a fight with one hell of a woman. She's a fighter. You'll see that in a bit.
I can't know whether to laugh or to be angry at this point because just by the name Brandon Howard, I can tell what kind of person this is. And
I don't know, Brandon Howard sounds like a really standard name. I'm not gonna overanalyze the name Brandon Howard. Sounds like just a normal ass name. I look like Dr. Disrespect with the mustache and these dumb glasses now. I think I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna go back to the other sunglasses that I wore. Anyways, you'd think that this is it, you know? Parchment paper guy replies, gets owned on the internet, the TikTok makes its rounds.
Gets owned? Gets owned with chewing scrum wheels. Hell yeah.
Pack my bags. I'm gonna go back to my house made of parchment paper and call it a day. No, obviously not. The sort of person to risk his business in order to bully someone is not a packing their bag kind of person.
From a comment on a business account.
That's one bit before we move on to this next part of this saga. I love the internet because it really just brings everyone together in good ways and bad ways, because now you have like random beef with random people that probably live like on the opposite hemisphere, but they still find ways to argue over stuff. I think a sign of like having peace in current times is people fighting over like the smallest stuff, because if there was like something massive going on, they wouldn't be wasting their time on this small stuff about just like a pan. I mean, it's funny how it just started with like this random guy dropping a comment on her first video, and then she was like kind of nice, like, yeah, it's nice you have parents with money, and then he started attacking her for no reason. Like, surely there's richer people you get more pissed off than this person with a small account.
The first thing he does is remove his comments. Classic parchment paper move. Parchment papers famously remove the food from the bottom of the oven tray. This is a classic parchment paper move in the move books.
Still have screenshots, timestamps, everything with your name on it. But I do want to say that I don't really appreciate people sending them death threats. That's never okay.
Oh my god, of course with death threats at first.
Nowadays. Sending death threats to parchment paper? Like, what kind of weird life? Weird, sad.
I would like to see some news about like a paper parchment, whatever it's called, factory being firebombed. That would be interesting and funny.
About the safety of their team.
I really hope they sent her the legal notice printed on parchment paper.
If I don't remove the defamatory posts on TikTok, they will be taking legal action, which I don't believe it's defamatory.
No, I'm actually a legal expert. It's incredibly defamatory, actually, to post screenshots that someone said. If I ever accidentally say something embarrassing in the video, if I end up regretting this mustache later on, and someone posts a screenshot of it later, I'm gonna sue them for defamation, because I'm not a big fan of them doing that. And that's what defamation's all about, really. Ow. Okay. I'm gonna try this setup.
I did not think we would have another update.
Oh god. This story should have ended with like the first 2 TikToks or Reels, whatever. It should have not been this long.
Where it says like your contact information.
Okay, wait, no, I want to read this. I want to read this. I can't see anything. I have too many sunglasses on my face. If you require any information or clarification, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you for understanding, blah, blah, blah. If you choose to not publicly make a statement instructing your followers and fan base to cease and desist, I don't think that that's how you spell it.
Yeah, what the hell? I thought it was like beginning with a C. Definitely not like that.
Every day we have to exhaust time and resources to is just making our case against you further solidified. What?
Also, any normal lawyer will be incredibly brash and just capitalize cease and desist in bold, just to make it clear.
Ass legal statement. I don't think that a real lawyer sent this. A Better Call Saul ass.
It was definitely like the same guy from the beginning that was like, I don't care about your cyberbullying comments. And now he's trying to like backpedal a little bit, or just try to make it seem more serious, and definitely not like a one-man team on the website.
With incredibly self-destructive tendencies. Like, the more he responds, the more she responds, the more random people on TikTok, like, I don't know, leave mean comments on Trustpilot or whatever they're experiencing. I don't know what they're going through right now. Just stop, or apologize, or just stop, and you'll be fine. People will move on. People will not care about your parchment paper company for that long. This is not like you, parchment paper man. Parchment paper is not usually self-destructive. It is there to protect our food. Outwardly defensive, I'd say, is what parchment paper is.
Another day.
I can't even remember the last time I used parchment paper or even saw at a store.
Congratulations.
Okay, let's read.
boy.
I'm loving the emails. Serious legal action to be taken. This is serious. They're gonna send them a season season. Fix the typos just in case you couldn't figure out. We're very serious about this issue. Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't type weird, like as in like with no apostrophe. Like I'm surprised they did that, so I'll give them credit for that.
Talking in plural too much. This is clearly just one guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how many employees he has.
I don't imagine it takes a lot of like outsourcing money to get a huge sum of people for a parchment paper company.
Death threats. I'm pretty sure, allegedly. I don't want to get a cease and desist from this as well. But come on. This is one guy, okay? This is just one guy doing all of this. Fix the typos just in case you couldn't figure out. We are very serious about this issue as your direct actions to intentionally harm to us and our company is not being taken lightly. Very serious about this issue as your direct actions to intentionally harm us. You have another typo here again. Jesus Christ. Expect me to...
It'd be funny if there's like a domino effect of just non-stop replies of correcting the typos, but then they still mess it up either way.
Taken within 48 hours. That's not a legal thing. You don't know anything about the law, man. You don't know anything about the law.
And you also told me you're fixing the typos. Very interesting thing for your legal department to say.
Yeah, that's a common lawyer move. Lawyers are always like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry about that. So embarrassing.
But
Yeah, that reminds me. Isn't it like a Better Call episode where there's one huge plot point where they have one number off and that throws off the entire case? Like, surely this wouldn't even be an issue with the amount of typos he had in the first email.
Cease and desist.
at rocketlawyer.com. So of course I had to call them and ask them, is this a real legal document? And they said no immediately. And they said, this looks like a phishing scam and you should probably not respond.
You know, I know nothing.
But she did. She definitely did after
Picked the
this.
fight with the wrong person. I would not think of calling rocketlawyer.com. I would just be like, that's a dumb thing that I got sent, you know? He just keeps embarrassing himself from one move to another.
Then you decided you're going to start using my work email, which is public, to sign me up for
it's public,
Corn
then probably needs
Site,
to
for
fine.
Scientology. But you forgot that those companies will actually send you the IP where the accounts were made from.
I can't
Oh
help
my
but
God.
respect this woman's...
That is moronic. It's kind of funny. That's something like I would do as like a child, signing it up to like Scientology emails. But that's still funny that it led back to him like blowing his hand off.
Incredible stuff.
And it's funny because it's pinging in California and I'm not in California, so... But I do...
I definitely didn't sign up to Scientology, but after seeing some emails, I probably will.
California.
She's, oh my God, she is doing all of this in her pajamas. She could do this beef in her sleep. I've never seen someone that prepared for something like that. Wow. She was trained for this. At the moment, this is still this is fresh. I think the last video was posted like 2 days ago at the time of me recording this. If I was Mr. Parchment Paper, I would stop. I would stop. I'd let the winds of time make people forget about this. Maybe move to a different business, different kind of paper. Maybe papyrus. It's a hard one to take seriously. It's a tough topic to fully be taken seriously. That's why I had to wear all those sunglasses. Yeah, I guess that's what I would do. But I would have the sensibility to not get into this beef in the first place as a baking paper company. For every subscriber that I get off of this video, I will wear a new pair of sunglasses. This is not a legally binding contract, so don't you dare send me a cease and desist.
Oh my God. It's funny. The guy that's causing this whole drama, the parchment paper, $10 billion net worth CEO, is picked like the best person to bully, I guess, because there are 7-year-olds that when they get picked on, they will track down every single like possible clue they can find to know where you live and just cause some shit after that. And this lady didn't even try that hard by just finding the IP address. Like, he went of his own volition to sign her up and not even try to look up, okay, if I do this, is there gonna be like some dirt that can track it down, not only to the fact that it was me, but also where I live as well. But I like to imagine that after seeing this video, the CEO is gonna be more terrified and start doing more dumb stuff. It's gonna leave more clues to like track it back down to him. And at this point, when you have someone that likes to follow up on drama this much, they will eventually do something that the victim can probably like tell the police and be like, okay, you can do something in this situation, because most of the time they barely do anything. But if there's one huge issue that they can actually follow up with, they will. The one thing I don't understand is the fans that send death threats. It always blows my mind, like no matter how lax of a situation you have, you'll always have fans that will just get like barbaric and just send death threats, like no matter what they're doing. Which of course probably led it to be like to this degree, because even the guy said like, okay, can you please tell your fans to not send death threats, which is not her fault. It's not like in the video or the comment section she was like, okay, we have to find this address and find this guy's exact identity. Even though I won't be surprised if the fans like out of their own like time and effort will find more information about this guy. It probably can't be that hard. Already he seems like not that, you know, clever of a person, so it probably take like minimum effort to find exactly who he is, which at that point like you have no one else to blame but yourself.